Welcome back to the most news in the morning. The scandal surrounding Illinois Senator Roland Burris, bordering on bizarre now. The senator himself keeps changing his story, and as the allegations keep coming, he remains defiant against increasing calls for his resignation.
I ask you today to stop the rush to judgment. You know the real Roland. I've done nothing wrong, and I have absolutely nothing to hide.
Well, now Burris faces a Senate investigation and possible perjury charges in Illinois. Joining me now is Chicago Tribune political reporter Rick Pearson. He knows the real Roland Burris. He's covered him for 30 years. Richard, great to see you this morning. So you've got Congressman Phil Hare calling for his resignation, Senator Dick Durbin saying he's troubled by the whole thing, that the Senate seat is in question. How much pressure is there out there for Burris to resign?
I think there's a great deal of pressure, and it seems to be building by the moment, not only in Washington, but also in Springfield, Illinois, where you're finding a lot of Democrats who watched that testimony that Burris gave in the House impeachment proceedings against Rod Blagojevich and are now kind of shaking their heads wondering what is the real story.
You know, what we saw there, he was talking at the City Club, a question and answer session. You were there. He was asked by one person if it was appropriate that he was trying to, looking into raising money for Rod Blagojevich at the same time that he was being considered to replace Senator Obama in that Senate seat. He said, I was never considered for the Senate. And then he said he wouldn't answer those types of questions. What the heck?
Well, he's trying to parse things to say that there's a difference between seeking the Senate seat and the process of being appointed to the Senate seat, and that everybody should know the difference, when it's very hard for many of us and many of the public to see any difference in him talking to Blagojevich allies, making sure his name is out there and that he's interested in that seat.
Well, as I said, you were there at the City Club when he said that. What was your reaction?
Well, I think there were any number of people, we all kind of went, what? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Because he had even testified in these various stories that he had been talking since the summer to people, finally admitting that he had been talking to Blagojevich allies in the summer, even to the governor's brother about fundraising activities and an interest in the Senate seat in October and November.
So you've covered this guy for 30 years, as we said. Is this unusual? Is this typical Roland Burris? What is it?
Well, I think it's the fact that, Roland Burris was a 3-term state comptroller and a 1-term attorney general. He's not used to this kind of scrutiny that comes with a U.S. Senate seat. He wanted this U.S. Senate seat. I don't think he realized, how everybody listens to every word when you're talking about the United States Senate.
Chicago Tribune on its website posted a commentary in which it said, quote, the benefit of the doubt has already been stretched thin regarding Roland Burris. It finally snapped like a rubber band, popping him on that long Pinocchio nose of his. There's only one honorable action for Burris: resign. Pretty tough words from your publication.
Well, the Tribune has called for his resignation. The Springfield State Journal Register has called for his resignation. Phil Hare, the first member of the Democrat in the Illinois congressional delegation, calling for it. Dick Durbin yesterday calling from Turkey, where he's on a state visit. He's saying that Burris's testimony before the Illinois House impeachment, which was a condition for being seated in the United States Senate, he did not pass the bar of giving full and truthful testimony.
Yeah, White House saying something similar along those lines as well. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll keep following this story. Richard Pearson from the Chicago Tribune, good to see you this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, John.
7 o'clock on the nose here in New York. Look at the top stories this morning. A Swiss